Hello again, comic book lovers. Welcome back to another episode of Comic Book Users. I am Wild Bill, your host.
And I am Pete, your co-host, and we've got a fun show today. We've decided to do our favorite hero clashes.
Clash of the Heroes.
Clash of the Heroes, exactly. So the original idea is that we were each going to pick our top 5 favorite hero versus hero clashes, and my list
in
actually
1 year out the other.
Exactly. So my list went from 5 to 10. I said, you know what? Because Bill's going to come with 5, and then I'm going to be like, I brought all these, and then what does he do? He shows up with all this.
And I weeded out about 5 out of this pile.
But some great stuff, and I got to tell you, there's a lot that we didn't pick, and if you guys really like this, we'll do another show like this.
Because there's so many different categories.
A lot of great battles between our favorite heroes.
So you want to start off, because Pete has a lot of older books than I do.
Yep. So all right, so I'll kickstart this. So
what?
Submariner fought everybody, right? And he had a lot of really memorable battles. So I'm going to...
How many did you pick, by the way?
Of Submariner or in total?
All together? Like
10. So I went 5 over. He went like 20 over.
Yeah, I went off.
It's all right, though. We know you guys want to see this stuff, so it's not a big deal. All right, one of my favorite Namor battles is, of course, against his favorite guy, Iron Man. And in Tales to Astonish number 82? Yeah, 82. This is classic Submariner versus Iron Man. And what's really cool about this issue is that Gene Colan was the guy who was drawing the Submariner parts to this, because, of course, this was Submariner and the Hulk. And he got the flu after he had only drawn the first 2 pages of this issue.
So who steps in?
And Jack Kirby steps in and finishes it. So, like, if you didn't, like, read the first page, you all of a sudden you get to page 2 and you're like, whoa, wait a second. That looks kind of different. It's because Kirby took over. But great slugfest here between these two guys. They actually fight on like a beach.
They fight constantly.
Bill's got a whole bunch more. So seek that one out. It's really, really good.
Now this is Namor himself.
Yeah, this is in the Namor issue number 2. Okay, this is where he's fighting Triton from the Inhumans. Another great battle. And again, both of these guys.
See, I was just going to question you. Was Triton a hero? But I guess he is with the Inhumans.
Yeah, I know. I guess early on, probably a sort of an anti-hero, but then but a great battle nonetheless, and they're both fighting underwater. Submariner issue number 8, of course, against Ben Grimm. And Bill's going to get more in depth on Namor against the Fantastic Four, but these guys hated each other, these two right here. Big time. And then issue number 29 is against Hercules. Another great battle.
Yes.
A really good battle. You want me to just rip through all mine, then we'll do
yours? Or if you want to stop and let me take over?
Yeah, do a few. We're talking about the Fantastic Four. So
Fantastic Four, kicking it right on there. Fantastic Four versus the Silver Surfer. This is issue 123, I believe. Yep, 123. So they have the Silver Surfer. Also, in the Fantastic Four... I love it that they fight the Hulk.
Yep.
Now, this is a special book. I'm going to show you. This is even more special to me. I only had I only had 2 Fantastic Four originally in my collection, which was this issue 166 and 165. 160 because of Fantastic Four fight the Hulk. This is actually, 166. This is 167. Evel Knievel on the back. What I wanted to come out and tell you is what's special about this book is I just had it signed by the great Joe Sinnott.
Can you see that there?
There it is. I asked him to sign on the inside. I didn't want to ruin the cover, but I had Joe sign 5 different books for me.
So let's point it out. Can you see? Where is he? He's there. I'm
credits?
I'm reading it backwards, so it's kind of... There he is. He's right there.
Joe Sinnott.
Joe Sinnott. Right
there,
folks.
Yep.
So Joe is actually listed as what, the inker on here?
Yes. Yeah. Or they give him the credit as artist. Let me see.
So
Embellishes.
Yeah, so that's George Perez did the actual original illustrations, and then Joe goes in and does everything to make it look amazing.
To bring it to life, to make the colors pop.
I like that embellisher. That really sounds a lot better than inker, right? Embellisher. Yes. I like that.
And what a great man. Thank you, Joe Sinnott, for signing my books. It was great to see you again for the second time at Northeast Comic Con.
We know it's a lot for him to sit at a Comic Con for 2 or 3 days.
91 years old, God bless him. Yeah. What a great man.
Yeah.
Speaking of Submariner, fighting the Fantastic Four, this is issue 103, a book I just recently picked up at a con last weekend.
Yeah, that's a good one. This is a great one.
Another clash of the Submariner against the Fantastic Four, issue 147. With the newer suit with the gold wings under his arms. Again, going against the Thing. Pete was telling you, they do not like each other.
This is probably one of the better... There's a lot of good ones, but this is one of the better Hulk versus Thing battles right there.
Sticking in the form of Submariner fighting Iron Man.
Yeah.
This is issue,
two guys that just did not like
this
each
is
other.
issue 23? Or 25. Issue 20, that says 25, right? Yeah.
Always
25.
at odds.
Hard to
those two.
read backwards, kids.
Always at odds, these two characters.
Again, in Iron Man, this is issue 54. Look at that cover. It's always Namor getting the best of Iron Man on these covers.
Well, technically he's more powerful, at least underwater. But what Tony Stark would always do is he would try to draw Namor out on land.
This is from my Iron Man subscription when I was a teenager.
That's a nice cover.
That's great. Iron Man flying through the rocks that Namor just threw at him. Great cover.
Keep Namor out of water for a little while,
this
folks.
This is 120, issue 120.
That's a good one.
And sticking with the Namor theme of fighting against one of my all-time favorites, Spider-Man. This is 211.
I don't have that one. That's a good one.
Yeah. Knocking Spider-Man back into that smokestack. Pretty cool. What do you got?
All right, so here's one that I showed in our second floor episode. It's just a great battle, and that's what this is all about, right?
Thor versus
Hercules. This is another slugfest drawn by the great Jack Kirby. This is basically, Hercules was kind of new to the Marvel Universe at the time. We're going to stick on Thor for a minute. We've shown this one in our Silver Surfer episode. One of the most iconic covers of all time. A great battle.
Number 4.
Between
Thor and the Silver
Surfer.
Two of the strongest characters.
Yes.
The third being the Hulk.
Yep.
Heroes, that is.
And again, the Silver Surfer, not strong in a brute force way like the Hulk or even Thor. But I mean, all the different powers that he had at his disposal.
The power cosmic.
Crazy, yeah.
Again, anything with the Hulk. The Hulk versus the Thing. Again, another special book because this is the artwork of Jim Starlin and Joe Sinnott. And I'll show you again. This one I also had Joe Sinnott sign for me this past weekend.
Yeah, there you go.
Sign on the inside, please. Thank you, Joe Sinnott. I was shocked to find out that he worked on this book. I bought this at a con 2 weeks ago, and I was like, I definitely have to bring this and have him sign it.
By the way, this one here is my favorite Hulk versus Thing battle.
This is a great book.
Great. And what's really weird is that they threw this into the Marvel feature thing because, did the Thing have his Marvel 2-in-1 at the time?
I don't think that had started at the time.
Probably.
This is a 20-cent book. I think he started. He was a 20-cent book when he started too. I think
so I wonder if this
first.
Launched that because
I
remember when I was a kid when I bought that off the newsstand, I was kind of like, why is the Thing in Marvel feature? Because
but you don't see the. And what's great is it's solo. It's not the Fantastic Four.
Right.
It's just the Thing versus the Hulk. Not like the other one I showed you. Another classic Hulk battle versus Ghost Rider.
And we told you the story of this one, right?
Yes, and this is the actual battle, not the previous issue.
And the crazy thing is the cover on the one before it that has no Hulk in is actually better than this cover. But whatever.
Yes, the other cover, yeah. But still very cool.
Yeah.
Issue number 2 of Omega the Unknown.
Yep.
Hulk versus Omega the Unknown. Now this title, Omega the Unknown, he only went about, 12 issues?
Yeah, 12 or 13, something like that.
Not a lot. But this is an awesome cover. Sticking with the Hulk battles, Hulk versus Iron Man. Now this is great because the Hulk looks like he's getting bested here by Iron Man. Issue 76 of Iron Man, which is also the same cover of Iron Man number 9.
Yeah, they reused the cover.
A Deadline issue, I'm sure. It just changed some of the balloons and stuff and the color in the background, but the same pose is the same as issue number 9 of Iron Man. Later on in Iron Man, issue 131, Iron Man versus the Hulk. We'll let Pete take over. I'm still going to stick with the Hulk when we come back.
Tell you what, I will jump into the Hulk as well now. I love this one to death. 197, the Hulk versus the Man Thing. We showed this in our Hulk episode. This is just a great battle. 2 of my favorite characters there. And let me throw a Spider-Man out while we're... Maybe I should wait. You got Spider-Man coming up.
I do come up.
I will wait.
The Hulk versus Captain Marvel. I've always wanted this book and finally got a hold of it. Issue 21. It's
right before the Jim Starlin run. So that's Gil Kane doing the artwork there.
Still a great clash. Yeah. And I think this is part of the Jim Starlin run.
It certainly is. You can tell the difference. Just hold those two side by side. I mean,
Gil Kane.
No comparison
Jim Starlin. What a magnificent artist, Jim Starlin.
Jim Starlin from the Steranko school of artwork, because they're so similar. In fact, I think Starlin looked up to Steranko, but
really?
a great artwork. Look at that. In fact, those Captain Marvel Steranko issues are like almost peerless.
Yeah, they're the most sought after in the Captain Marvel series, the Jim Starlin artwork between the 20s and early 30s.
He was such a great writer, too. I mean, in addition to his artwork, a great writer.
Again, Captain Marvel but versus the Hulk. In Hulk, this is 246 when I had a subscription to the Hulk. This book is like from 1979. It says 1980 up here. Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful cover. I love the Hulk. All the Hulk covers are awesome. Hulk versus the Silver Surfer.
Why not?
Anniversary issue 250.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Definitely cool. That's a great, that's a keeper. That's like a poster.
What's interesting about this one here, because I have this one as well, is that they don't seem to really know each other that well in here. But meanwhile, they were part of the Defenders together. It's really weird when you read this one. They act like they don't really know who each other is. And it's like, God, you guys have history going back 20 years before.
Here's another twisted fate. Doctor Strange versus the Hulk, issue 299.
And these two were really good friends.
And the Hulk is really, at this point in the stage of the character's lifespan here in the story, he's like out of control rage. Bruce Banner has no longer control over the Hulk.
Is that 86 or 87?
This is probably like 80, maybe 83,
yeah,
I'm guessing. 60 cents.
Yeah, 60 cents. Hold on.
It'll be right here. Maybe 84? What's that say?
1984.
84.
Man, that's small.
So what happens is the Hulk is so out of control with his rage, he's more dangerous than ever before. And what Doctor Strange does at the end of this issue, or issue 300, banishes him to another dimension, but gives him the ability to come back at some point. But he just has to get him off Earth because he's so destructive. So Doctor Strange actually banishes him to another, and you can see the barrier that he's put up with his sorcery.
So I'm guessing at this time, I don't really know, but I'm guessing at this time they were not together in the Defenders
no,
anymore, right?
But he came back to Doctor Strange's house.
Oh, okay.
And Doctor Strange, cast this spell on him to send him to another dimension because he was so out of control. And
because Hulk always really liked Doctor Strange.
And that's the point. Doctor Strange couldn't reason with him. So what he did was he banished him, basically. Sticking with Thor... Thor versus Nova, which is pretty close to that Silver Surfer. Pull that back up here. They kept that pose alive.
We talked about this before. We've never shown it. Look at that. Very similar. Yep. You got a hero from the skies coming down towards Thor.
And he's got his hammer cocked back. Ready to fire.
Pretty cool. Obviously, they took... And this is actually the one Bill's holding is a Jack Kirby cover. And this is a John Buscema cover. So...
Nova.
Yeah.
This is issue number 4. And that's issue number 4.
Wow. Yeah.
So cool. Next time I go to a casino, I'm betting the number 4 on the craps table, like I always do. Captain Marvel again versus Thor.
Oh, that's a good battle there.
This is issue 57. Great artwork. I love the Captain Marvel covers.
Son of Odin versus the Warrior of the Kree.
Thor versus the Hulk. Yeah. This is the episode. I know I've talked about this before, but this is the issue where the Hulk is trying like hell to pick up Thor's hammer because he realizes that Thor isn't so great without his hammer, and he can't pick it up because he's mortal. And he struggles and struggles, and that 1 minute time span with Thor being separated from his hammer. So Hulk is closing his eyes, and when he's trying to use all his might to pull up the hammer, and it turns into a stick, and when he picks it up off the ground, he's like, "What? Hammer turned into puny stick?
Awesome. I have no use for this now."
Thor versus Iron Man.
Two friends in the Avengers.
This is, what is this? Issue 66, Iron Man.
What prompted that fight there?
I don't know.
Two friends.
Yes, two avenging
Avenger
friends.
Versus Avenger.
All right, Pete, we'll let you take over with some.
All right.
You got such a small pile.
So we haven't talked about Captain America today, right?
No, we haven't.
I forgot to bring the issue where he fights the Hulk, but instead I got an issue with Daredevil where Cap fights Daredevil.
Yeah.
Awesome Jack Kirby cover there. What's kind of cool about this battle, we've been talking a lot about really powerful heroes fighting each other. Here you got two guys who are more known for their nimbleness and their cunning, right? And this is a pretty cool fight between the two of them, which I like quite a bit. And we've been talking about Iron Man a bit, so how about Iron Man versus Iron Fist?
That I'd like to see.
Yeah, this is
there. It is.
Iron
Holy
Fist
glare, Batman!
#1. There we go. Look at that.
Wow.
pretty
Pull it up a little bit more.
There you
What
go.
do you think of that, kids? Iron Man versus Iron Fist. And again, looks like Iron Man's armor is melting.
Yeah.
Whenever a lot of covers, his armor is melting
I'm telling
when
you.
he's getting his ass kicked.
That's right.
So who else you got? So you want to do Spider-Man?
Let's do Spider-Man.
Go ahead.
I got the older one, so let me lead
Yeah,
off. This is
This is a classic.
I know I've
battle.
said this a few times already today.
Say it
about how
again.
It's my favorite. It's my favorite battle issue, but this has been one of my favorite battle issues. Probably my top 3 of all time since I was a kid.
for Spider-Man.
For anybody.
For
I
anybody.
really like this one a lot. I love both these characters.
I'm
But
gonna
I
have to
think
go back and read this again.
this is just post Gwen Stacy and the Green Goblin 9. So it's Spider-Man number 123 fighting Luke Cage, Hero for Hire. So at the time, was it J. Jonah Jameson that hires him? I don't even remember. And he goes in search of the Wall Crawl, and they get into this great fight on top of the rooftops that it literally takes like half the comic, and which is a great. And then in the end, of course, they make nice and whatever. But just a great battle. Johnny Romita artwork, just awesome stuff.
Staying in the Spider-Man fights Nightcrawler from the X-Men. This is issue 161.
That's
Like
a
that
good
they're
one.
fighting on top of a Ferris wheel.
Yeah, why not?
Definitely cool. Definitely cool. Spider-Man fighting the Falcon
There's
in
Captain
this
America.
Captain America issue, but it's basically Spider-Man versus the Falcon. And the Falcon is going after his buddy Harry Osborn. So Spider-Man kind of comes in to defend Harry. And he's going after the Falcon.
Notice the green outfit. So this
Yes,
is
this
only a few issues after the debut of the Falcon before he changed to the
red and white costume. Sticking with Spider-Man, Spider-Man versus Captain America. These two go out. Actually, Captain America sneaks up behind Spider-Man in this episode, this issue, I should say. But eventually they team up, and because Spider-Man's after Electro. And I love this cover. This is one of my favorite Spider-Mans of all time.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Spider-Man versus Daredevil. They team up quite a bit, but you don't usually see them going against each other. But this is later on. This is Spider-Man with the black suit. This is issue 297. 287, right? That's 287.
287, yep.
287. Definitely cool. And then the last one in my list here, Daredevil versus the Punisher. This is issue 184.
That bullet looks like it's coming out through the back.
183.
Did you read this one yet?
I didn't read this yet. I just bought it recently, but I haven't picked it up. To open it yet. But this is Frank Miller.
It's not looking too good for Daredevil on that one there.
And that wraps up our episode here of
Clash
of the Hero Titans.
Yes. So let us know if you like this, because there's a lot more we could pull.
Dig out of our stack.
Yeah, I was pretty conservative today, but I had a whole bunch more.
I kind of lost touch with reality. Sorry.
But if you like this, we'll do a part 2 of this, because there's so many more we can do.
Yeah, we could definitely pull out some more stuff.
And
I'm
we
sure you guys
probably
wouldn't
can even
mind
find some
seeing them.
DC too that we could probably pull out.
Yeah, I didn't even bother going into my DC pile because I
Yeah.
just didn't have the time. I already had so many books pulled for the shows that we're taping today. So.
Yeah, so let us know. We're happy to do another one, because this is
And
kind of
don't
fun.
forget to subscribe and keep watching. And we thank
Tell
you
your
for all your
friends.
views. We appreciate it.
Follow us on Facebook as well. We're also on Twitter, so make sure you follow us on both. And we do some stuff on the Facebook page that's not on the YouTube show. Quick little things here and there, and
Post some
a lot of
pics of-
pictures and stuff.
yes,
yeah,
stuff like
so
that.
if you want to see photos of some of this stuff, we've got a lot of stuff those on there too. Especially when we go to cons and we buy new comics. Whenever we buy new stuff at cons,
And if you
online.
like Joe Sinnott, we do have an interview with Joe Sinnott on there. So check that out, please.
So,
And like always, thanks for watching. I'm Wild Bill Santa. Thanks for being with us. We'll catch you next time.
and on Pete, stay tuned for more comic book.
Take care. Bye-bye.